All right, guys, what's up? So, yeah, this is just a little pre-workout video. After I get done with this, I'm gonna work out. I just drank my pre-workout drink. It takes about like half an hour to kick in. I got my Kindle up there with my little program. And, yeah, so if I start like just, that's because, the thing is kicking in. So I just couldn't help, not talking about this because I just think it's so funny. I mean, so two things I want to get a little perfunctory before I go into this. The other day I found this online test. I think it's called the political compass test, I think. And I ended up where I thought I would be, which is basically libertarian center right. Okay, I was just like after you take the test, it shows like a square chart, and it's like there's like a line. There's a line going horizontal and a line going vertical. So I was on the libertarian, like on the top side is authoritarian, which I am absolutely not. On the bottom side was the or on the north side of the horizontal line, it said authoritarian. On the south side, it was libertarian, and on I can't remember which side was conservative or liberal. I think it was it was the on the left side is liberal, and on the right side, obviously, is conservative. And my little circle that shows where I'm at was like literally touching the, like if this was the line, mine was touching the line right here, which is what I thought I would be, which is, pretty much libertarian, center, slightly right. Okay, so the thing is, I really do my best to try to be impartial and be fair when I talk about things, okay? Even though, everyone has a bias because of their certain situation, whether it be their gender, whether it be their sexual preference, whether it be their race, their religion, whatever. Everyone's gonna have some sort of bias. I honestly do try to take my bias out of things and try to see things from, like, hey, straight shooter down the middle. That's what I try to do, okay? So one thing I want to talk about here real quick is that so I got stationed here in Washington. That was like the last year and a half, 2 years that I was in the Army. And after coming here, before that I was stationed up in Alaska, right? So for those of you who don't know, Alaska has some really crazy, like it's in the summertime, the sun is always out. In the wintertime, the sun is always down. So it's just, you have very extreme periods of sunlight and darkness. Like when we first got there in September, it was September, literally we moved in our house, and literally like the first day we were watching TV, no, maybe the second day. Anyway, we were watching TV, me and my wife. I hadn't had to check in to my unit yet. And I was just sitting there. I was like, man, why am I so tired all of a sudden? And what I didn't realize was that it was 10 o'clock at night and the sun was still out. See what I'm saying? So that screwed up my wife's sleep schedule. She's still like kind of suffering from it now. So she's been trying all sorts of different stuff. Ooh, I feel a pre-workout kicking in. So yeah, she was using Ambien. She had told her doctor, hey, I'm having trouble sleeping. The doctor prescribed her Ambien, and then like she would take the Ambien and she would like literally do shit while she would literally, like, that stuff would make her sleepwalk. And she would just like do shit and then wake up and be like, why is the kitchen a mess? And, my son would be like, well, you got up and you made whatever the fuck you made or whatever you did. So she was like, yo, I got to get off this Ambien. And I was like, why don't you just start smoking pot? And she did. Matter of fact, I'm making a video. That's why I'm talking. Anyway, so I just said, yeah, I mean, weed is legal here in Washington now. Why don't you start smoking pot? Try that out. And she was just like, okay. So, and I was still in the Army when this happened. Now, I didn't smoke the shit. And the unit that I was in basically had it out for me. Okay, I'm not gonna, and there's some things I could say about them as far as how jacked up that unit was, something that they tried to do that was really illegal. And I'm like one of the only people that spoke out and said something about it. So that put a crosshair on my back, but that was okay because I didn't care because I was gonna get out anyway. I make a lot more money now than I did in the freaking Army. So anyway, so after I was talking to somebody, like somehow the subject, anyway, the point I was talking to somebody and somehow the subject of marijuana being legal in Washington State came up or something. And I did say, I was like, yeah, my wife's having problems sleeping. She smokes pot now, whatever. I don't smoke the shit, And the thing is, I don't have a problem with people smoking pot. I really don't. I don't care. It's your body. You should be able to do what you want to do. There's that libertarian part of me. So I literally think that all drugs should be legalized. The thing is, I think that you're an adult and you should suffer the consequences of your actions once you do those drugs. So I kept getting drug tested. Like every time there was a random drug test, my name kept popping up. And I was just like, oh my God, I see what they're trying to do. They think I'm fucking dumb enough to be in the Army and smoke pot, which I'm not dumb enough to do, obviously. Which takes me to this Olympic athlete. And now I can't even remember her name. Sorry. But, and the thing is, I hadn't even heard of this girl until about maybe 2 weeks ago. I never heard of her. I don't follow, the Summer Olympics is not my thing. I love the Winter Olympics because I love the speed. I love the speed skating, hockey, luge, bobsled, figure skating I'm not so much into. Downhill skiing, awesome. I love that. I love the speed of the Winter Olympics. So that's why I watch I like the Winter Olympics better than the Summer Olympics, okay? So, with that being said, this Olympic athlete gets caught smoking pot. Okay, here's the thing. This is why I brought up the Army. Marijuana, legal in Washington State. However, marijuana, you're not allowed to use it if you're in the military. Duh. That means that you're not allowed to smoke pot if you want to be in the military or if you want to be an Olympic athlete. It's not hard to figure out, okay? Now, I do recognize that I read some of the stuff that she said, and she was like, she was going through some tough times. Her mother died. Hey, I got it. I understand, right? Do you honestly think that your parent would have wanted you to get high and risk the possibility of ruining your chance of going to the Olympics and winning gold? Because from what I've seen and the little bit that I've seen and what I've read, this girl is going to go to the Olympics and she's going to kick ass. I don't follow the Summer Olympics, like I said, but from what I've seen and heard, this woman is probably going to go over there and come back with a silver medal at least. She's going to medal, all right? When I say she's going to medal, she's going to come home with a medal, be it gold, silver, or bronze. She's going to come home with a medal, Okay. Also, from what I know about the Olympic athletes and the way that they are treated, if she needed some type of counseling to go through what she was going through, I almost guarantee that if she had said something to a coach, hey coach, my mom died, I'm going through some shit, I need help. Can you help me? I almost guarantee that they would have got her some sort of counselor or something like that. And I think that it's called WADA. Oh my God. It's like WADA is WADA. Pretty sure that's what it is. WADA is like the organization that literally keeps a list or a tally or whatever, or it's like the drug testing arm of professional sports or, you know, Olympic sports or whatever. The point is, WADA keeps a list of stuff. I'm sure that there was some type of antidepressant or something like that that's not on the WADA banned substance list that she could have probably gotten a hold of with a doctor's prescription, which I'm sure they would have gotten. I'm sure the Olympic team, the U.S. Olympic, you know, whatever, would have gotten her a doctor and a psychologist or a counselor, and she would have been able to get some sort of help besides going the street route and using marijuana. That's my point. I don't care. Like, it's bothered me that what I've seen is that they've said that these drug tests and whatnot are racist and all this other stuff. And now, from what I understand, they're throwing the whole LGBTQ angle in it too. No, I'm sorry. The drug tests aren't racist. They're not. Also, something else, since the Summer Olympics are going to be in Tokyo this year, I remember, I don't know if it was the very last, but I do remember that there was the Winter Olympics in Nagano, and there was an athlete, a snowboarder, I'm almost positive that, again, this was back, I'm going to say at least 10 years ago, maybe 12, I don't know. But the point is, it was just, if you look up, I'm sure if you go in your search engine, whichever one you use, I would please suggest don't use Google, use DuckDuckGo. But anyway, I'm sure if you go in there and you put in Nagano Olympics drug test, that you're going to find somewhere in there that there was a snowboarder who got caught or whatever. They failed the drug test. There was something with marijuana. I can't. And the point is, and they got caught. And I'm almost positive that the person got caught was white, because I mean, it's snowboarding. I'm not saying that it's snowboarding. Okay, it's more than likely a white person. Let's just call it what it is. And they got the hammer dropped on them. They dropped the freaking hammer on them. So to sit there and say that the drug testing and all that stuff like that is racist and anti-LGBTQ, no. Sorry, not sorry. Not buying it. It's bullshit. And then on top of that, let's just be honest, man. The THC and whatnot, whatever chemicals that they find when they do a drug test on you, unless they're doing hair, the stuff stays in your body fat. She's an athlete. She's low body fat. I mean, she's got a six-pack. She's kind of swole. She's not fat. She's a sprinter. Sprinters aren't fat. So, I mean, you got that. The fact that you knew the drug test was coming. You knew the drug test was coming. your body or her body specifically, she's more likely to pass one because she has low amounts of body fat. And she still failed. That's just pathetic, man. That's just pathetic. And yeah, I'm going to say it. It's ghetto. It's just ghetto. It's ghetto. That's what it is. And that's something else that bothers me about this whole thing. I mean, she's basically an embarrassment. Not only to America as a whole. Well, no. I mean, I think she's an embarrassment to black people in this country as a whole. Because she basically checks all the stereotypes. The fake hair, just all the fake, all the stuff all over you. I mean, people were calling her ghetto and ratchet beforehand, and then she goes ahead and proves it by failing a drug test that she knew was coming. So, anyway, that's it. I'm done. That's all I got to say about it. It is what it is. Peace.